Hello everyone, let's finish this thing off here. So Unit 4, Prerequisite Skills 1, finishing up example B, multiplying your binomials, but now with some variables thrown into the mix. So here we go, jumping right in. So here's our second example, x plus 3 times x plus 7. So order of operations here does not work, because I can't do x plus 3. I don't get an answer like I did before in the other one where I got 3 plus 4 was 7, 5 plus 2 was 7, and I was able to multiply. So we can either jump right into the area model, in which case, again, I have a binomial times a binomial, so I would have to have 2 going this way, a number here, and 2 this way, here, and here. So filling in, I have an x and a 3. And here I have an x and a 7. So when I go through and fill in my numbers, x times x, here's x and x, this gives me x squared. X and 7 gives me 7x. 3 times x gives me 3x. And 3 times 7 gives me 21. So this becomes x squared plus 7x plus 3x plus 21, and I can combine my like terms like we just learned in the first screencast, adding and subtracting polynomials. So 7x plus 3x is 10x, and I can finish off x squared plus 10x plus 21. And here's my solution. No other like terms, nothing else to put together. So there we go. If I do the double distributive property or FOIL, I will get the same solution. So x plus 3 times x plus 7. So remember, we start out by saying, okay, well, let's pretend that this plus 3 is not there. I'm going to multiply x and x. So I have x times x times 7. And then I'll put the 3 back in. And now I'll pretend that the x isn't there. So distributing that 3 times x is 3 times x, and 3 times 7 plus 3 times 7. And then go through and multiply. X times x is x squared, x times 7, 7x, 3 times x, 3x, 3 times 7, 21. Combine your like terms, and there we have the same solution we had using the area model. It's really just a matter of which way you like better, whatever you find easier for yourself. So the last page, I asked you to pause the screencast, and try those examples on your own first. Some of them are a little bit, the first one is very similar, but 2 and 3 have some missing pieces. So try to go through, write the factored form and the expanded form of each of those. So go and then come back to the screencast, and I'll have the solutions for you. So go ahead and pause. I said pause. Okay. So hopefully you tried on your own, and now you can see how well you've done. So number 1 has x plus 4 times 2x minus 3. Now I've thrown in a little bit of a wrench, a little negative for you, but works out. So here's area. Again, 2 by 2. So here's 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Here's x and 4, and 2x and negative 3. Going through the multiplication, this is 2x squared, this is negative 3x, this is 8x, and this is negative 12. Putting it all together, I have 2x squared minus 3x plus 8x minus 12. Combining the like terms here in the middle gives 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. So there is one of our solutions, one way of doing the problem. And then the other way, with our double distributive property, or FOIL. So I'll call it DD or FOIL, whichever way you look at it. We have x plus 4 times 2x minus 3. So we have take the x, or take our first terms, pretend that the 4 is not there, take our first terms, x times 2x, take our outer terms, x times negative 3, take our inner terms, pretend the x isn't there now, add 4 times 2x, and then, of course, I'm running out of room here, we're going to add our last terms, 4 times negative 3. Okay, so x times 2x, 2x squared, x times negative 3 is negative 3x, 4 times 2x is positive 8x, and 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Combining our like terms in the middle gives 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. And there is our solution using either the double distributive property or FOIL. And as you can see, these guys match. Okay, on to you try number 2. So number 2 has a picture set up for you. Let me just draw it right quick. And it has some missing pieces. So we have that, then this, and this is telling us this is 4x here and here, and this is telling us this is 12. So we're going to have factored form and expanded form. So factored form, remember, is the one on the outer side with our 2 sets of parentheses. And the expanded form is the one we get when we do all of our multiplication. So, what did you fill in first? Maybe you filled in x times x, which is x squared. We can't really fill in this bottom box here. I can't fill this in until I know what this is. So how can I figure out what this is? Well, I know that whatever this is has to somehow make 12, and it makes 12 by multiplying this side by 4. So what number times 4 is 12? That's got to be a 3. So then 3 times, so this side is 3, this side is x, so 3 times x is 3x. So factored form, I write my outside terms in parentheses. So I'll take these 2 terms here and these 2 terms here. And if I don't see any negatives, then I know I have to separate them with addition signs. So factored form would be x plus 3 times x plus 4. Or you could write x plus 4 times x plus 3. It doesn't matter. Expanded form we want to write in general form, so highest power first. So this would be x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 12. Combine our like terms, 4x and 3x, so x squared plus 7x plus 12. And there is our expanded form here. Only one way to write that. And our factored form, 2 ways to write that, depending on which side of the square or rectangle you put first. Okay? And finally, number 3. So number 3, again, they gave us another picture with some missing pieces. Told us this is x squared and this is 6, and they want us to find these pieces. So, same idea. To make x squared, I'd have to do x times x. I can't fill this in yet because I don't know what I'm multiplying x by. This I can now fill in because I have 2 times x, which is 2x. And then I can fill this in because in order to get 6, I need to multiply by 2, so 2 times 3 is 6. And now I can come back to this one down here and say 3 times x is 3x. And here we go, factored form. Either x plus 2 times x plus 3, or x plus 3 times x plus 2 is also fine. And expanded form, we write it all out. X squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. And combine your like terms, x squared plus 5x plus 6. And here's our expanded form. So that's a little bit of foreshadowing into some factoring that we'll be doing with the next screencast and our other prerequisite skills videos. But for now, we're just going to stick with practicing the adding, subtracting polynomials like you saw in the first one, and then foiling the distributive property and the area model like you saw in the second one. So I've missed you all week. I can't wait to get back to our normal routine and our practice, and I look forward to seeing you soon.